This is Helen Bevan. I'd like to tell you about a very special day. Friday the 4th of July is NHS Change Day Celebration Day, celebrating all the actions and outcomes that have happened as a result of the pledges that you made on NHS Change Day, 3rd of March 2014. First thing I'd really like to say is thank you. Thank you to so many of you that made pledges and took action on and after NHS Change Day. Altogether, we got more than 700,000 pledges for Change Day. You know, some of them were really small things, but when you add all those small things up, it makes, a very big amount of change. Change Day. The purpose of it was to harness, to ignite the energy, the creativity and innovation of a mass movement of people, working in the NHS, partners of the NHS, people that use the NHS, to demonstrate the difference that all of us can make by taking one simple act that would lead to sustainable improvement in the care of our patients, their families, carers and also colleagues. And my goodness, did people come out in mass to make a difference. But what I'd say is that NHS Change Day, what we did on NHS Change Day was to make a pledge, a promise to take action. And that's a great start, but a pledge is just a commitment, a promise. And to really make a difference, we have to take the action, we have to do the things that we'd said we'd do, the pledges that we'd make. So that is why we're focused on having a celebration day for NHS Change Day to really focus on the actions that we took and made. And there are so many great stories coming out of NHS Change Day. And the great thing is that many of them are about actions that we took, not just on one day, but that we've kept on taking. Whether it's the way that we interact with colleagues, the way that we introduce ourselves to patients and service users, improvements that we've made to services, just great stories, and we'd love to hear more of them. So what we'd like you to do is to join in on this celebration day. And it's happening on Friday the 4th of July. It's going to start at 8 a.m. in the morning and it will carry on till 8 p.m. at night. So for 12 hours, we're going to be celebrating virtually. And we've got a WebEx system that's going to be working through the whole day. Okay, so you can join in at any time. You can join in just for a few minutes, or you can take part for several hours. But what we'll be doing is that we'll shortly be making available the link on the Change Day website, and absolutely anybody can join in. All you need is an internet link and a headphone or headset or a telephone. So what are the aims of our celebration day on the 4th of July? Well, what the celebration day is not is another change day or a mini change day. Okay, so we won't be asking anybody to make pledges. But the whole idea of the celebration day is to be a focus for making us think about actions. So what we want to do is we want to celebrate actions and achievements. So we want to celebrate the things that you've done and the difference that you've made as a result of Change Day. We want it to be a catalyst for action. So for instance, one of the pledges that I made for NHS Change Day was about going and working with my local hospital in terms of staff development, and to go and do that as a volunteer. And even though I've had a meeting with leaders at the local hospital, I haven't followed it up yet. But the great thing is that because I know that the 4th of July is coming, then it's actually a catalyst or a spur for me to take action. The third thing we want to do as a result of the celebration day is to hear your stories and to capture your learning and the successes that you've had. And finally, through those stories, we want to create some social capital. And what we mean by that is, to show the kind of difference that Change Day can make, and to use those stories in the wider system to enable more change to take place. So we have 4 C's underpinning the celebration day. We want to celebrate, we want to be a catalyst, we want to capture learning, and we want to create some. So the backbone of Change Day is what we're calling our Change Day Jam. And this is a web seminar that's happening between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. So there'll be something happening continually through the whole day, and you can join in at any time you want. So just to give you some idea of what we're going to be featuring during the Jam, one of the things that I'll be doing is that on that day we'll be launching a new white paper from NHS Improving Quality, and it's called The New Era of Thinking and Practice in Change and Transformation, a call to action for leaders and care. And what this is about is like looking into the future and thinking about how we need to be leading change, what we need to be doing, and then setting out the kinds of things that we, as leaders of change, that we ought to be doing. And a lot of the thinking in this has been very influenced by the work that we did with the School for Health and Care Radicals, which was very much a part of NHS Change. We'll be hearing Catherine Foote, and Catherine is a senior fellow from the King's Fund, and I know she's had a fantastic experience because her pledge was to volunteer on the front line of care. And, as somebody who works in health policy, she's got a fantastic story to tell. We'll be hearing from Karen Birch, who is a sister at Kettering General Hospital, and Karen will be sharing her story about how she's looked at the whole patient journey in the hospital from admission to discharge, and the actions that she's taken to improve that journey as a result of her pledge. And, Catherine and Karen are just 2 of a whole range of different colleagues who'll be talking about the impact that Change Day has made. And again, what we'll be doing is we'll be publishing a full programme of the web seminars from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and you can choose what you'd like in. The other thing that's very exciting that's going to happen on the 4th of July, again, as part of the Jam, is that we're going to be having our virtual graduation for the School for Health and Care Radicals. And what's been fantastic about this is many hundreds of people signed up for the School for Health and Care Radicals as part of NHS Change Day. And the whole idea of this was to think about how, as change agents, we could rock the boat and stay in it, and how we could develop our skills so that we could action our pledges. So we had people taking part in the School for Health and Care Radicals from 40 countries around the world. And obviously people are in very different places and we can't all be together to graduate. So we're actually going to run a virtual graduation as part of the Change Day Jam. And we hope you might watch our graduation and take part in our virtual toast. So finally, what can you do for the Change Day celebration day? And what we want to suggest are 4 different actions that you might like to get involved in. So the first is about doing. So to go back to your pledge on the NHS Change Day website, and what you've basically done is already you've pledged to make a change. We want you to go back and where you have taken action to find your pledge and to press the do button and tell us about the action that you've taken as a result of your pledge. The second thing we'd want to ask you to do is to think about what you could do to spread the word of the actions that have resulted from your efforts on NHS Change Day. So what you might want to do is to tweet out what you did you've done as a result of your pledges for Change Day. You might want to write a blog. You might want to put something in your own staff bulletin. And if you do that, we'd love you to tell us what you did. And again, we'll give you more details around how to do that and how to let us know. If you want your blog to appear on the Change Day website or your story, then we can absolutely make that happen. The third thing you can do is to volunteer to actually take part in the jam, so to be a presenter. And we do have a few slots left at various times during the day. And again, if you go into the Change Day website, you can get more details around volunteering to be a speaker at the jam. And then finally, take part, be a listener and a question asker and a contributor. And again, if you go to the Change Day website, then we'll be able to give you the WebEx link to listen. So I think, one of the best things about the idea of the celebration day is to just give focus to the things that we've done. And I know that many of you have taken your actions. So, let's celebrate that and let's tell the world about it. So very much look forward to spending the 4th of July with you, either virtually or in person, and really learning greatly about the fantastic actions you've taken. Thank you.